Every situation you face in life is a setup. It's just imagine yourself in a movie. And when you're sitting in a theater watching a movie, it comes alive and you find yourself so much into the movie, it is as if you're having that experience in the moment. It's the same thing with life. You're having an experience now, whether it's on a high vibration or on a low vibration, wherever it's taking you, you have to come out of every situation not feeling defeated. It's very important that you do, because everything that you face in this life is an expression of how you will react to it. It's something happening to you, and the important key to take away is how you react to it. Okay, now I feel as if I am hitting rock bottom. How am I going to react to this rock bottom? Am I going to be giving up down here? Am I never going to stand up? Am I going to take a moment to reflect and pray and cry out, or whatever your modality is, and stop for a second and say, why is this happening? What am I not seeing? Where am I being redirected to? Because in every situation and every person that you shall meet is playing a role in your life. And it's never to put you down. It's your mindset that says to you, this is for my breakdown. This is for the worst thing happening to me. I can never do any better for myself. But if you should stop for a second, you can realize that no, there is a lesson in this for me to learn. I have been settling. I have not felt happy in this situation for a long time. I can do better. I deserve better. I can take a completely different route, still carrying me to my destination. Maybe this is not something fighting against me, even if it's somebody that you truly love. See, God works in a way that drags your attention every single time. I can tell you about this. God would use somebody that you love truly and dearly to do something to you that pulls you back so hard. It's like having an animal and pulling the rope in on them. And the reason why God does that is because if it was somebody outside that you didn't care about, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't take notice. But stop for a second and say, if nothing is an accident and everything God is setting up for me long before I came here, I am at this crossroads for a reason. So this person that took me to this street and left me there, they weren't supposed to come any further with me. They weren't supposed to continue this journey with me. So I am not going to hold on to this weight that they left me there. I'm not going to hate them anymore. I'm relinquishing this. I am calling on the angels. I'm calling on to God to transmute that energy back to love so I can move on along my journey with ease, without this weight, with a feeling of transformation, put it that way. And a lot of people don't see it this way, and because of that, you find yourself stuck in a cycle, waking up every day saying, life is so hard on me and nobody cares. But you don't understand that God has already set up people at the crossroad for you to take you on your next journey. But you're stuck right here looking back like Lot's wife saying, they did me so bad, they did me wrong, and I cannot do any better, and life is not going to be any better for me. There's no life here for me. Are you kidding me? It is very important that every person who will ever watch this understand that you are a spirit having a spirit experience, which means the possibilities for you experiencing life to the fullest is infinite. I didn't know this. I did not know this for sure until maybe about 3 or 4 years ago when I had a near-death experience. And I realized that, and I'm sharing this now because I don't care. I'm stepping outside of my spiritual closet, and I really don't care what people will say, because I realize now that the perception of other people matters not to my spiritual journey. The path that I'm on, it matters not even what your parents say. What matters is here. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, but people don't understand that it is seeking within. It's not seeking without, trying to find somebody on the outside to make you full. It's about making yourself full here, inside, where you have 90% of your day you're connecting to spirit, to God, to source, to modality, to a consciousness that is guiding you to where you need to go. So when situations happen to you, and they will, because remember, you're a spirit having a human experience. This is your vehicle. And with this vehicle, we are limited in this state on this earth as we are. We have to experience love, and we have to experience excitement and joy and compassion and happiness. And within that, there is also an energy that is on a lower vibration. And with that, when you experience that, you are going to feel disappointed. You're going to feel hate. You're going to feel anger. How do you react to it? That is the deciding factor in how you will experience this life. If you are an individual who wake up every day feeling sorry for yourself without trying to express yourself with delight, like filling yourself up with affirmations. I can do this. I know I can do this. They're saying I can't do this, but it doesn't matter what they say, because inside I'm speaking to Spirit, and Spirit is guiding me to where I need to go. I know I got hurt there before, but I'm not looking there right now, because I just know if I keep pushing at that crossroad, there will be somebody, there will be a situation, there will be an opportunity, infinite possibilities to take me to the next step. That is a spirit having a spiritual experience. That is the power that you have. So if you're going through a situation right now where you feel as if the world is beating up on you, stop for a second and just assess the situation, assess where you are, and ask yourself this question: am I living my fullest life where I am right now? Why am I facing this? If it is with a job, am I living up to my fullest potential here? Should I be seeking outwards to elevate myself? Should I be thinking about doing something, not letting go of what you have now? Because we are living in a society where we need to be earning in order to live a life of ease. So you don't let go of what you have now, but you set yourself up to elevate yourself. So start looking into the things that make you truly happy. And some of us are so far ahead that we don't remember. I asked a lady the other day, I said, what truly makes you happy? She was saying to me, I'm in this job. I've been in this job for over 12 years. I hate it so much. And she hates it so much. She's so sick right now. And I said to her, I said, I don't mean to say this to you, but you're manifesting the anxiety that you have with this job. You hate it so much, and because of that, every person who comes into this job, it's as if it's an energetic transfer, and it's sucking you dry, and all of a sudden you have all these ailments that you've never had all your life. I said, you have to find something that truly lights you up. What do you really love to do? She is 48 years old, and she said, honestly, Nikki, I don't know. There's so many of you out there right now. You have been dragged in the mud so much in this life that you don't remember what truly makes you happy. So my first question would be, what truly lights you up? And if you can't remember that, I always go here. Think back, if you can, to when you were 3 years old, 5 years old, 3 years old to 5 years old, let's say, that age group. What did you love to do? I don't care where you came from. I don't care how poor you were. But your inner child sets you up from that young, guiding you to exactly where your path lights you up the most, like taking you to your fullest potential. And when she said that, she said, oh my gosh, I used to love to teach. And her aura lit up in front of me. She was bright rainbow aura color. Her eyes lit up when she was talking about her 3-year-old self. And she said she used to teach everything, the chairs, the pets. She used to make dolls out of grass because she's from the Caribbean. And listen to me, she spoke for about 20 minutes about her experience between age 3 and 5. And I allowed her to speak, and then I said to her, now breathe. Close your eyes, don't let it go. Now breathe. I want you to breathe it in to your now experience. And take from that what you can do now. And it took her a little bit of while, and she did. And I'm so excited. I'm getting teary-eyed because it was so emotional. And then she said she came up with the coolest concept ever. Something that she's always wanted to do, but somehow her brain programmed her so many years ago that she couldn't. And I said to her, go back. Close your eyes again. Go back. I said, where did that thought come from, telling you that you can't do this exciting thing that I'm so excited about? I can't wait for her to launch it. And when she said, you know what? My mother was the first one who told me this didn't make sense. Why would you want to do that? This was years ago. And she said her siblings also, when she always talked about it, and she said she used to write down. And she said they always said, that's stupid. And she internalized it and she let it go. However, it was always there. Your mind holds on to everything, but it only brings forward to you what you attract, that which you're thinking about. That's what your mind brings to you. It brings back the memories and the emotions of the things that you're focusing on. You ever heard them say, you are what you think? This is exactly the same concept. And she could go back and realize where the triggers were and where she turned this off. She turned off this ability to become her best self. And this talk with this lady was so empowering. I thought to myself, how many other people out there who are doing this, who have coded your mind to settle? This thing, I've been doing it for 15 years. I hate it so much. And because you hate it so much, you have so many ailments. You have problems with the chest, and you have psoriasis, and you have migraines because you're not living your fullest potential. And spirit and God and source, and I don't care what modality you believe in. I know there's a higher consciousness that's guiding you. For me, it's God. For me, it's Jesus, because that's where my foundation is. And when I speak to God, and you can speak to God too, the first answer that usually comes to my mind is coming from spirit. The ego and the mind tries to psychoanalyze everything after that, but usually that's what guides me always to my best potential. So I don't know where you are now, but I always say this. God meets you exactly where you are. It doesn't matter if you're in a rum bar. It doesn't matter if you're in a strip club. And I don't know why people always use these titles to put people down, because it don't matter where nobody is. They're all brothers and sisters anyway. But wherever you are now, if you're on a hospital bed, if you just got a diagnosis. I got a diagnosis maybe a week ago. I'm going through it. I came home and I prayed, and then I meditated, and I asked the angels, you take over this body. And I speak to my body every single day, 90% of the day. Body, what do you want? My body tells me what I want. What I crave now is what I know my body wants, because my body is connected to me. My body is healing me. So wherever you are, whatever you're facing now, God meets you where you are. You don't need to travel on a donkey, travel miles to find a church before you speak to God. You don't need to find your mother or your sister or your dad like I used to years ago to speak to God. You speak to God where you are now, because there's something that you're missing, and it's only because you're not listening. The subtlest voice that you will hear is God. And every person in your life now is a vessel of God. Have you ever whispered a prayer? I've done it so many times. Have you ever seriously whispered a prayer to God and say, you know what, God? I don't know how this is going to work out, but this is the last $100 I have, and this is the last meal we're going to have, but God, I leave it to you. And let me tell you how the vessels work. When you whisper a prayer, an SOS call goes out. It goes out. If you could energetically see it. And it goes to millions of people. Not everybody will listen to it because they're like you. They're afraid of the voice inside. They don't hear it, but there's somebody who will discern it. And all of a sudden, you're on their mind and they give you a phone call. You know what? You just crossed my mind. I'm going to bless you with something because you whispered a prayer. You're in the supermarket and somebody that looks at you and say, "Can I pay your bill for you?" That's a vessel of God because you whispered a prayer. You're at the right place at the right time to hear about an opportunity that's just perfect for you and you get your dream job. That's somebody being a vessel of God because you whispered a prayer. People, I think, do things backwards for me. And I am trying to unlearn everything that I've learned as a child because of my experience now with spirit. I don't care what anybody says. But I know that when I speak to spirit, I get an answer. And I get confirmation after confirmation and testimony after testimony. And I want somebody out there who today is feeling depleted to understand that below the surface of everything that you're going on that seems like turmoil, just close your eyes for a second and whisper a prayer and say, "God, you know what? The role that these people are playing, the role that has been played in my life, the scene in my life, I know it soon shall pass. Because I know below the surface, you have an army working for me. And I just need to get to that crossroad. And the person that took me there, although they hurt me, I thank God that I'm still alive. I have no hate for them. I leave that karma. I leave that weight to them. Because I know when I get to this crossroad that I'm going to, there is always something that you will have already set up for me, God. And I have that faith in me that I'm going to keep going even if I have to crawl there." And you break the cycle. You break the cycle that you have that says to you, you cannot be any better. You cannot do better. You do not deserve what the world has. You have infinite possibilities. Because your spirit having a spiritual experience in a beautiful body. And everything and every person and every experience, if you should think of it as a spirit also, you would understand it's not higher or below you. It is on the same level of you. How you express yourself to the situations that you face, that's what makes a difference. I want to implore somebody who's listening today because of this conversation I had with this beautiful girl, and I keep doing this and they keep saying to me, "Nikki, you need to talk to more people." I do it because I listen. And while you're speaking, I am asking my guides and I'm asking God, download into me the right words that needs to be expressed to this soul, this beautiful spirit that's here, so that they will discern that which is true for them. Because when you're connected to spirit, it's not contained into a religion. It is not contained into a building. It's not contained into a person. It is for every single one to experience. And spirituality, or if you want to call it religion, is not something that is contained in a book. It is something that you experience. It's something that you feel, that when you ask God to heal you, you feel electricity. You feel the energy moving through you. Because it allows you to remember that you are spirit. That you are always connected to God. I'm going to do another video just to speak briefly about my near-death experience, because there are people who are going to, I can already pick it up, that you're going to say, "Who is she to say this? This is not what I was taught. This is not what I was taught either." But I have come to experience the greatness of a consciousness that is beyond time and space. That has proven to me that I can manifest that which I need always by the actualization of moving forward every single day. So whatever step you take today, know that pat yourself on the back. Despite anything that you have been through, keep going, keep crawling. And when you go through the mud, stop trying to wash it off, because the mud that you went through is that which is building your foundation. And listen to me, the tree won't break if the bones are good, if your foundation is good, if God is with you from the beginning, if you believe deeply. Listen to me, I am grounded, and I know that I am a spirit having a spirit experience, and there is nothing, no darkness, no nothing that can break me. Because really and truly, and I learned this 3 years ago, I learned this in 2021. I was scared as heck, but I learned this, that even the greatest demons that they can talk about just needs love. I know somebody's going to say, I experienced that it's darkness, but no, you can't use darkness to fight darkness. The angels taught me this. Who you call a spirit or a demon or a ghost, we in Jamaica, we call them dopey. These are spirits who did things that are so atrocious. And when you go to the light, you are benevolent. When you go back to the light, when you transition, you are benevolent. You're all of a sudden stripped of judgment and hate and all these things. And when you look back and realize what you did, it's so hard for them to go to the light, to go to God, that they are in the underworld and they're reliving everything that they did over and over again. This will be another part